Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt a longing so deep it almost hurts? A quiet whisper in your heart that won't let you forget them, no matter how hard you try. Maybe you've asked yourself, is this just me? Am I crazy for feeling this way? But what if I told you that ache isn't random? What if it's not just your heart talking, but something far greater? Here's the truth. Some desires are planted in us for a reason. They're not accidents. They're not just fantasies. They're divine signals calling you towards something bigger than you can imagine. Maybe you've tried to ignore it. Maybe you've even prayed for it to go away. But it's still there, because God doesn't place desires in your heart to tease you. He does it to prepare you. Think about it. Why does one person stand out in your mind when others fade? Why do you feel a pull toward them that logic can't explain? It's because real, God-given connections aren't just about chemistry or chance. They're about purpose. And if you're feeling this right now, I need you to listen closely. This isn't just a video. This is a message for your soul. What you're about to hear could change how you see love, destiny, and your entire future. So lean in, pay attention, and let's uncover why that desire won't let you go. Because it might just be the answer you've been waiting for. Recognize the desire as a gift. Let me explain why this matters so much. In a world where we're taught that love is random, that relationships are just about chance and chemistry, this is a radically different way of seeing things. Your deepest longings, the ones that won't leave you no matter how much time passes, those aren't random. They're intentional. They're purposeful. They mean something. Think about how this desire makes you feel. It's not like a passing crush that comes and goes with the season. This is different. This stays. This lingers. This keeps coming back no matter how many times you try to ignore it or move on. There's a reason for that. When God plants a desire in your heart, He doesn't do it to tease you or torture you. He does it because He's preparing you. He's leading you. He's speaking to you in a language deeper than words. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if this is just me? What if I'm making this all up in my head? Here's how you can tell the difference between a God-given desire and just your own wants. A God-given desire brings you closer to who you're meant to be. It doesn't make you compromise your values or abandon your purpose. Instead, it feels like coming home, like remembering something you didn't know you'd forgotten. There's a sense of rightness about it, even when it's hard, even when you have to wait. This kind of desire doesn't make you desperate. It makes you patient. It doesn't make you needy. It makes you ready. Because here's the beautiful truth. If this desire is truly from God, then He's not just preparing the person for you. He's preparing you for the person. He's shaping you both separately so that when the time is right, you'll recognize each other. That's why you can't shake this feeling. That's why it stays with you through all the distractions and doubts. Because it's not just about right now. It's about who you're becoming. It's about the story God is writing with your life. So today I want you to do something brave. Instead of fighting this desire or being ashamed of it, recognize it for what it might truly be. A holy whisper, a promise in progress, a sign that God hasn't forgotten about your heart's deepest prayers. This doesn't mean you should act on every feeling or rush into anything. Quite the opposite. When you realize a desire might be from God, it actually gives you the strength to wait well, to trust deeply, to believe that if this is real, no amount of time or distance can stop what God has planned. Take a moment right now and think about that person who keeps coming to mind. Think about why they might be there, not just because of how they make you feel, but because of who you become when you think of them. Does this desire make you want to be better, to love deeper, to grow stronger? That's one of the clearest signs it might be from God. Because here's what God never does. He never gives us desires that lead us away from Him. Never. So if this longing brings you closer to your faith, closer to your purpose, closer to the person God created you to be, pay attention. This isn't just a feeling. This could be the beginning of something sacred. The world will tell you to follow your heart blindly. But I'm telling you something much more powerful. Learn to recognize when your heart is following God. That's the desire that never leads you astray. That's the gift worth waiting for. Remember this, some desires are like seeds. They need time to grow. They need seasons of sunlight and rain. They need patience and care. But when they finally bloom, they're more beautiful than anything you could have forced to happen on your own. So don't be afraid of this desire in your heart. Don't run from it. Don't ignore it. Recognize it. Honor it. And most importantly, trust the one who put it there. Because if he gave you this longing, he already knows how the story ends. And if you let him, he'll lead you there one step at a time. That's the power of a God-given desire. It's not just about what you want. It's about who you're meant to become. And that's always worth the wait. Don't ignore it, but don't force it either. That desire in your heart, it's there for a reason. But here's where most people get it wrong. They either ignore it completely or try to force it to happen. Both are mistakes. Let me tell you why. First, don't ignore it. That ache you feel, that quiet knowing that won't go away, that's not just noise. It's a signal. When God puts something in your heart, he doesn't do it to play games with you. He does it because he's leading you somewhere. Maybe toward a person, maybe toward a lesson, maybe toward a version of yourself you didn't even know existed. But if you keep pushing it down, pretending it's not there, you might miss what God is trying to show you. Think of it like this. If you had a compass pointing you toward water in a desert, would you ignore it just because you don't see the water yet? Of course not. You'd trust the compass and keep walking. That desire in your heart is your compass. It's pointing you towards something real. Don't pretend it's not there. But, and this is just as important, don't force it either. Just because you feel, it doesn't mean you have to make it happen right now. This is where people mess up. They get so excited about the feeling that they rush ahead, trying to control everything. They text too much. They overthink. They try to manipulate situations to make it happen faster. And what happens? They ruin what God was trying to do all along. If this desire is really from God, it doesn't need your help to make it happen. God doesn't need you to force doors open or beg someone to love you. If it's meant for you, it will come. If it's not, something better will. Your job isn't to make it happen. Your job is to be ready when it does. So what do you do in the meantime? You wait, but not like sitting on a bench, staring at your phone, waiting for a text. No, you wait actively. You grow, you prepare. You become the kind of person who can handle what you're asking for. Because here's the truth. Sometimes the reason it's not happening yet isn't about the other person. It's about you. God is working on you first. And while you wait, pay attention. If this is real, you'll see signs. Not just in your heart, but in the real world. Things will line up. Doors will open. The right person will meet you halfway. You won't have to chase or convince or beg. It will feel natural, like a puzzle piece clicking into place. So don't ignore what's in your heart. But don't grab the steering wheel from God either. Trust the timing, trust the process, and most of all, trust that if this is real, nothing you do can mess it up. And if it's not, something better is coming. Either way, you win. That's the beautiful thing about God-given desires. They're not just about what you want, they're about what's meant for you. And what's meant for you will always find its way. Prepare yourself for what's coming. It's not just a feeling, it's a calling. A calling to become the person who can handle the love you're praying for. Right now, in this moment, God isn't just preparing someone for you, He's preparing you for them. And this preparation is the most important work you'll ever do. Think about it like this. If you were going to meet the president, you wouldn't show up in pajamas. If you were running a marathon, you wouldn't skip training. So why would you expect deep, meaningful love without doing the work to become ready for it? The truth is, love isn't just about finding the right person. It's about being the right person. Start with your heart. That ache you feel, it's not just about wanting someone. It's about who you become when you love. Are you patient, kind, slow to anger. Love will test all of these qualities in you. The arguments you avoid now, the grudges you let go of, the forgiveness you practice, these aren't small things. They're the foundation of what's coming. Look at your life. Are you financially responsible? It's not about being rich. It's about being ready to build something stable. Are you emotionally healthy? Past hurts can't dictate future love. That baggage you're carrying, unpack it now before someone else has to carry it for you. The work you do today will determine the quality of your love tomorrow. Your spiritual life matters more than you think. A relationship built on God doesn't just survive, it thrives. When storms come, and they will, it's your faith that will anchor you. Pray now like your future depends on it, because it does. Build habits of prayer, worship, and gratitude. The person you're praying for is worth this preparation. Your daily choices are preparing you. Every time you choose patience over anger, kindness over gossip, faith over fear, you're becoming the person worthy of the love you desire. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. God isn't looking for perfect people, He's shaping faithful ones. The waiting isn't empty time, it's growing time. Every lonely night, every prayer whispered, every temptation resisted, it's all shaping you. One day you'll look back and understand why it took so long. You'll see how every struggle, every lesson, every moment of growth was necessary to make you ready. So don't just wait for love, prepare for it. Become someone who can handle the sacred responsibility of another heart. When the time is right, you won't just meet the person, you'll recognize them, and they'll recognize you. Not by your looks or your money, but by the love you've learned to give. That's how God writes love stories, and yours is being written right now. Surrender and trust. Let me tell you something that might feel hard to hear but will set you free. You can't control this. No matter how much you overthink it, no matter how many scenarios you play out in your head, no matter how many times you check your phone hoping for a message, this isn't in your hands. And that's actually the most beautiful thing about it. That desire God placed in your heart, He didn't put it there for you to stress over. He put it there so you could learn to trust Him with it. Real love isn't something you can force or manipulate into happening. It's something you surrender to God's timing and His plan. This is where faith becomes real. When you take your hands off the situation and say, God, I trust you with this. I know how hard this feels. You want answers now. You want to know if this person is the one, when it will happen, how it will work out. But faith means being okay with not having all the answers. It means believing that the one who started this work in your heart will finish it in His perfect way and His perfect time. The more you try to control it, the more you'll mess it up. But the more you surrender it, the more beautiful it becomes. Here's what surrender looks like. It's praying about this desire, but then leaving it at God's feet. It's being open to whatever God wants, even if it looks different than what you imagine. It's finding peace in the waiting because you know God's plan is better than anything you could arrange. Surrender isn't giving up. It's leveling up your trust. Remember this: if this desire is truly from God, nothing you do can mess it up. And if it's not, nothing you do can force it to work. Your job isn't to make it happen. Your job is to trust the one who can. While you're waiting, God is working. While you're wondering, God is arranging things you can't see. The same God who put stars in space and knows every hair on your head is handling this so you can relax. Today, take a deep breath and let go. Stop trying to figure it all out. Stop worrying about the how and when. Just trust, just believe, just surrender. Because the love story God writes for you will be better than anything you could write for yourself. And that's a promise. That fire in your heart, that whisper you can't ignore, this wasn't an accident. You were meant to hear this today. God's writing a story in your life that's far greater than anything you could plan. But this is just the beginning. Smash that subscribe button. Every week, we drop life-changing truth like this. Don't miss what's coming next. Tag someone in the comments who needs to hear your desire isn't random, it's divine. Speak hope into their life today. Turn on notifications, because when God drops another message like this, you'll want to be first in line. This isn't just a YouTube channel, it's a movement. And your story, it's about to inspire thousands. Let's grow together. See you in the next video.